Everybody, I'm Todd and I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm taking a look at a set of earbuds from SOUNDPEATS. They're their new Air 5 Pro. Now, the Air 5 Pro are targeted at those looking for the features and experience of some of the premium offerings in this category, but at an affordable price. And they do include an app that allows you to access and make changes to the built-in controls, as well as the auto noise canceling and transparency features. It has an EQ as well, so you can tailor them to your taste. So there really is a lot to offer here. But we're going to get into some audio tests. I've got some recordings made using my binaural microphone so you can hear the difference between the recordings and the original files, give you an idea of the coloration with everything set at neutral, and all those recordings will be made in normal mode without noise canceling. Although I can tell you in my experience, it doesn't really affect the coloration of the sound. I've used these for a while in different environments, and I have to say they have performed very well overall. So let's get to the audio tests. Now, the Sine sweep analysis is designed to let you see the difference in the frequency response across the audible range. And you can see here that these have a deviation in the low mids as well as in some of the upper frequencies. So they are going to color the sound, and you'll hear that, I think, in the music coming up. The linear analysis just gives you a little more detail in those upper frequencies, but the logarithmic is actually very representative of how we hear.
She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country.
Now, after listening to a number of genres, I hope you could hear the coloration imparted by these earbuds. And again, this is at the flat setting in the app. You can tailor the multi-band EQ to give you a different sound profile. But looking at the frequency response graph, we can see here that things hold true pretty much to what we saw in the Sine sweep. There are some understated frequencies, some slightly overstated frequencies, all contributing to the coloration. Now, when we look at the actual comparison graph when they're overlaid, it gives you that a little bit easier to see, perhaps, where the differences are between these. Nothing excessive, and the EQ is there to clean them up. And at this price point, I think the performance across the various genres was very consistent. And this is a sample of spoken words, so we can compare the sound of the recording directly versus the sound through the headphones. And this is a sample of spoken words, so we can compare the sound of the recording directly versus the sound through the headphones. Now, spoken word was an area that I didn't find a whole lot of coloration from these earbuds, and the speech intelligibility is actually pretty good. So if you want to use them for audiobooks, listening to podcasts, they're going to do a really good job for that. You can see here in the graphs, again, a little bit less deviation is apparent than in some of the more full spectrum sources like music. Now, some users like to wear earbuds for gaming, especially, of course, on their phones. And so we'll listen to some game audio so you can hear what the spatial environment is like. I'm not a pro gamer, but I did spend a little bit of time with them, and I have to say that while I could hear things quite clearly, the environment was not spacious. Everything felt really closed in. There was immersion, I will say that, but again, I didn't get the sense of distance so much within the various games that I played. So that's just something to keep in mind if you want to use these for gaming. Now, as I mentioned with gaming, the soundstage performance on these is pretty close. Everything feels like it's kind of in your head. Imaging as well. So a very average performance on those categories. Certainly if you went with something like an open back headphone, you get a lot more image. But even in some closed back headphones and with earbuds, I've had some that have a little bit more expansive environment. So that might be one shortcoming of these earbuds. But if that's not a big issue for you, then I wouldn't make that a deal breaker one way or the other. Now, take a look at the build quality of the Air 5 Pro, and I have to say it's very good in this price point. You got a nice solid case. Of course, it's plastic. Has a USB-C charging port on it, and of course the case will charge the earbuds. Now they magnetically sit in here very nicely, everything holds in place. When I pull them out of here, of course the earbuds themselves are plastic construction, very smooth. They have controls on either side so you can adjust volume, and of course your track start and stop, calls, so all the usual features you would expect, and you can adjust those within the app. So in terms of the build quality, they're well put together. Comfort is there. They do come with a few different sizes of ear tips. You also get a USB A to C charging cable here. No C to C, and that would be kind of nice today. With all the devices that are going USB-C only, if we went C to C and even include an adapter for A, that would be good to have here. But this is what you get. Use it with your own USB-C charging cable. Other than that, pretty basic setup here, and it gets the job done. Now, as usual, I won't spend a lot of time reading features and specifications. There will be links in the description below, but these really have all the latest features in terms of connectivity. They've got great battery life, charging, of course, from within the case, so you can get a lot of extended runtime if you can have periods in between using the earbuds. So these really give you everything that you need to work with whatever device you have. Now that I've ran a number of tests and spent some time with these earbuds, I'll give you my final thoughts. And you may look and say, gee, he works in pro audio. What's he looking at earbuds for? Well, the answer is, when you're involved with anything in production, mixing, mastering, you want to know what people are listening on. And so I really try and keep my finger on the pulse of a variety of different consumer audio devices. Now, that said, testing them on a consumer basis, I have to say I think these deliver really well for the price. They do give you all the latest features, all the connectivity and technology you could be looking for. Are there going to be more premium options? Absolutely. But the fact that they include an EQ app as well as adjustments for auto noise canceling and transparency, they really give you a chance to tailor the sound as well as get them set up for the conditions you're listening in. So if you're looking for an affordable set that you can use on the go, travel with them, have a lot of runtime, fast battery charging for the case as well, these could be a really good option. And if you're looking for other options, whether it's earbuds, in-ear monitors, or headphones, check out one of the videos on the screen. As always, I appreciate you joining me. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next time.